So I have the distinct pleasure of welcoming our keynote speaker today. You'll see he's on the agenda quite a bit, and that's because he's an incredibly influential thought leader. Greg Hebert has done extensive work with this organization for many years, coaching some of our best and brightest. And when we started talking about focusing on performance, there was really only one individual that I knew that we needed to turn to that could really help us with our outlook. He has a beautiful outlook on life. He's goes across the country talking to some of the leading institutions in the United States on mindfulness, resilience, performance. Greg is a tremendous guy. We're certainly fortunate to have him as a partner to this enterprise. And so without any further ado, I want to ask Greg Hebert to come up and talk.
Well, good morning. I really appreciate Andy's alluding to me as a great guy. But if you saw me pounding on the door of gate B28 last night as the last plane to Springfield from Atlanta left without me, I was a pathetic creature, yelling, "I'm a 2 million mile flyer, you can't do this to me." But then the prefrontal cortex kicked in, and I found a way to fly into beautiful northwest Arkansas at midnight and make my way, I guess, through 60 and 62 to get to the beautiful lodge across the street. It really is a pleasure and a privilege to be with you. This is a fantastic organization, and I hope my comments will actually build on the great presentation that came before me. My talk is called Leadership, Resilience, and Joy, the 7 Habits of Living a Remarkable Life. And my purpose is to be very, very clear about the wonderful research that we are being exposed to about what each of us can do to build greater resilience, well-being, joy, and happiness in our lives. And because you touch the other people of Cox through your leadership and influence, my deepest hope and aspiration is that you will take something away with you today that's going to help you be your very best self for all those you lead, serve, support, and love. And before we do that, I believe that one of the greatest tools that we have at our disposal is an attitude of gratitude. And I remember when I was 10 years of age, in 1969 in my basement, watching the amazing walk on the moon, and last week we celebrated that in a remarkable way. And what I didn't know was that Michael Collins, who was rotating around the moon in support to Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong, he decided to actually enjoy communion. It was kept on the wraps because they just didn't want to create any controversy. But what Michael Collins did when he took communion, he was an elder in his church. He said these words: to invite each person listening in, wherever and whomever they may be, to pause for a moment and contemplate the events of the past few hours